Gentlemen, welcome to my channel, The World of Construction Machineries. In our last session, we have gone through aspects of modern material handling methods. In general, we understood that material handling is a series of operations on some material in some area. These operations could be either movement of some materials in some facility or some specialized equipment which are used to handle these materials. Or it could be some automated systems making movement of these materials. It could also be a proper storage of materials. When I say specialized equipment, it could be any lifting or handling machine such as forklift. When we think of an automated system, it could be something like conveyors. It could be a manual handling system, which is a healthy practice if there are moderate loads. But manual handling is the least effective method for materials, for moving the materials, especially in case of bulky stuff. The equipment used in factories or manufacturing plants, they are really heavy and it is extremely difficult for any human to carry it. In airports, when our luggage is being transferred to an aircraft, it is not possible for a single person to carry all of them. This is the simplest example where material handling equipment comes in. When we select any material handling equipment, it should be cost effective, easy to handle, and it will not cause any damage to our belongings. What we understand from material handling and storage in a warehouse is that we pick up some material from the shelf and we place it on a pallet or crate or something else which could be transported. Then a forklift or a lift truck pick up those loads from the warehouse and transfer it to the loading bay. If you think of a manufacturing plant, there are overhead cranes that pick up raw materials from the dock and transport them to the manufacturing area. Once the finished goods are ready to move, there are conveyors to transfer those into the warehouse. The best practice to improve efficiency in material handling is to use proper equipment and practices to move and store materials. What we normally observe in loading stations is that the operators try to overload by exceeding the rated capacity. Sometimes the equipment they use are not compatible for the type and dimension of the load. Most commonly they operate in areas which are not permitted to operate. As everyone knows, some operators fail to take precautions when stacking materials. It can also increase the potential risks such as injuries to the operating staff. The only way to protect the working staff is to choose the right equipment and make people aware of the safe operating practices. Many manufacturers do not consider material handling as a primary concern. They focus on their tools and machineries in production process, giving only secondary importance to the material handling equipment. In fact, it is a fact in any production process, properly chosen materials and methods can, significantly improve the efficiency. Moreover, this will reduce your operational cost and also ensure safe working environment. One relevant question that we should think of is that why a company's material handling system should be of the highest priority. Because it can improve customer services, it can reduce inventory, shorten delivery time, lower overall operational cost in manufacturing, distribution, and also transportation. The next question is how it is possible. Because you can plan your production, you can allocate your resources, you can manage your inventory, you can meet with the delivery schedule, you will be able to make proper forecasting, and of course, you can take care of your customers well in the area of after sales. Some viewers have asked me more details about Agvs that I mentioned in my previous talk. Well, it's my pleasure to elaborate a bit on it. Agvs are automated guided vehicles. Agvs moving on wheels, they travel along the floor of a facility, and they are controlled by computers. They don't need any driver or onboard operators. It has got certain sensors to guide the vehicles. It also has software to direct its movement in a defined path. Agvs are very safe to operate in a facility because they travel only through a defined path. Also, their speed is controlled. If you wanted to accelerate or decelerate, it's always within the control. In addition to this, Agvs can automatically detect if there is any obstruction on its path. Now, what is the technology behind navigation of the Agvs? It could be a gyroscope-based guidance or laser-based optical sensors or magnetic tabs, which are mounted on the floor, and similar guidance techniques. Now, how do we communicate with Agvs? How different tasks will be assigned? If you wanted to give instructions to start or to stop, lift or lower or accelerate or decelerate or to make reversing, you need wireless communication, which is through a software and radio frequency. If you would like to know the basic and simplest form of Agv, then you can find an automated cart. You can also find forklift Agvs where the controls of a battery-operated forklift truck will be converted to use without an operator. Where do you find Agvs? You can find them in transportation of raw materials during the production process, for carrying finished goods, also for storage and distribution of the loading area. Distribution to the loading area and similar applications. If you wish to know some industries where the Agvs are available, manufacturing plants, paper industries, plastic industries, food and beverage centers, hospitals, large commercial printing presses, chemical industries, warehouses, and so on. The second question I received was on robots in industrial material handling that I just mentioned in my previous talk. Many industries use robots because they are programmed to perform jobs with the highest accuracy. Their arm can travel in several axes. As in case of AGVs, there are software and controls to direct their actions. Since they are working automatically, they can work 24/7 without even a break. You don't have to employ your people to work on hazardous areas because an industrial robot can do this job. You can eliminate activities of your operators which may cause accidents or injuries. If you look at a manufacturing unit where robots are in charge, you could see some of them feeding raw materials into the processing machines, some of them picking materials from conveyors and placing them into packaging line. You can also find robots loading boxes or cartons into pallets. As I said before, their actions are precise and accurate, and so we can rely on them on dangerous jobs. For example, if you take water jet cutting, plasma cutting, laser cutting, or say similar jobs, a robot can perform various cutting actions according to the program. The robots are expert welders, if it's a spot welding or seam welding or whatever it might be. These robots are used for coating and painting, especially when these chemicals are of hazardous in nature. The applications never end. In many material handling process, what would affect the cost of production is the efficiency of materials moving through a warehouse or manufacturing plant. So the ultimate intention of computers, the ultimate intention of organizations is to improve the material flow as much as they can. Some warehouses and production plants rely on a combination of machines and also human, such as forklift. Some of them are with advanced automation systems. If you think of a production plant, there are many categories of material handling systems. The technology behind is not the same. If you implement proper storage facility, it can increase your production by maximizing space and also minimizing your handling cost. You can move raw materials and finished goods around a plant or warehouse through several ways. As I said before, some basic examples of storage and handling equipment are racks, frames, shelves, bins, drawers. It is obvious that warehouse trucks are essential for efficient operations. But what we see in the industry is that many companies wanted to go for automation in order to increase safety and speed of their operations. I have already pointed out AGVs and robots. In fact, many of the material handling machines available today are semi-automated. This is due to the need of human operators for driving, unloading, or loading of containers, etc. As you know, such jobs are really challenging and critical, and making them automated is really a huge investment. Whether you are choosing the automated or manual process, finding the best tool and equipment is important. When it comes to assessing material handling equipment, physical evaluation is very important. It helps to determine how to take best advantage of them. This is an area where I can help you, and thank you for watching. God willing, We will be back with the next part. This is Tajin Qasim signing off. Goodbye.